Hi guys, Nessa here. Today we're going to be making a Greek lemon chicken soup. It's great for a cold day, and we sure have one right now. The wind is blowing like crazy. It's cold, the dog doesn't want to go outside, and we're going to pair that up with a little bit of a drop biscuit. I hope you guys will join us. So what we're going to need for our soup today is 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast. We've got a cup of carrots, a cup of diced celery, 2 lemons, a whole onion. We're going to need a couple cloves of fresh garlic, or to your taste. Then we're going to need some chicken broth. We've got some bone broth here, some that I've canned and some that is store-bought. We have some orzo pasta. You can use rice if you'd like to keep it gluten-free, or leave it out if you don't want any of those extra carbs. For our herbs, we have a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of thyme, dried thyme, and about a tablespoon of dried parsley. Salt and pepper to taste, and let's get started. All right, let's get this chicken diced up. Pull off all that ugly fat that's on there. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that doesn't like that. We're going to put these into bite-sized cubes. It's also going to make it so that this soup will come together a lot faster. The chicken will cook up quicker. So we've got our 1 pound of chicken breast here diced up. We're going to get this into our stock pot with our chicken broth. We're going to go ahead and just turn this on to medium. We've got our chicken breast in here. We don't need to saute this with onions or anything like that. We're going to let this chicken cook in our broth. I've got 1 jar of homemade chicken bone broth right here. I'm going to put that in. This is a quart jar. And then this is a store-bought one. This is another quart jar. This recipe calls for 6 cups of broth. I'm going to add just a little bit extra because why not? Because I've got the 2 jars. Okay, give that just a little stir. To this, we're going to add our celery, our onions, and our carrots. To the pot, I'm going to add our minced garlic. Into the pot, we're going to add our herbs. Now all we got to do is wait for this chicken to cook. It's going to let a little bit of this moisture out. That's okay because we've got a little bit of extra broth in here. And then after the vegetables are nice and tender, we're going to go ahead, and that's when we're going to add in our lemon juice and our pasta. While our soup is cooking behind us over here, we're going to get started on our drop biscuits. These seriously could not be any easier. These will be your go-to when you want something quick. I often do these for a quick breakfast with sausage, sausage biscuits and gravy. These work great for that. There's no rolling, there's no shaping. They're perfect. You can also, as they come out of the oven, take some melted butter that you've put some garlic in and maybe some herbs and brush the tops of these biscuits just to give them that more of a garlicky goodness. You can make a garlic cheesy biscuit with this by adding just a little bit of shredded cheese to this and some garlic. This is such a versatile recipe. I think you guys are going to really like this. Okay, to our bowl, I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour here. We're going to add some baking powder. We need 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Mine looks a little lumpy, so I'm gonna go grab a sieve. Okay, I'm gonna sieve mine because there's some lumps in here, and we certainly don't want to take a bite of a biscuit and have a bite of baking soda. Who's done that? Me. Okay. We have a tablespoon of granulated sugar. We need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to eyeball it. If you're going to add herbs to this, here's where you'd be adding your herbs like granulated garlic, some parsley, thyme, maybe even some sage. We're going to give that a stir. I have my oven preheated to 425. These are going to take roughly about 20-25 minutes in the oven. So they're perfect to go with this soup. It's just all going to come together all at the same time. It's going to be great. Okay, we've got 1 stick of butter, or 1/2 cup of butter that's been melted. Make sure we get all that good stuff out of there. Okay. And then I have some of our homemade buttermilk here. You need 1 cup. You don't have to use buttermilk. You can use whole milk. I find that 2% doesn't quite do as good of a job. So you want a whole milk or even 1/2 and 1/2. And we're just going to stir that up. Okay, our dough is ready. It came together in less than 1 minute. I mean, this just couldn't be any easier. And then we're going to get this plopped onto our cookie sheet. My baking sheet here doesn't need to have any parchment or tin foil. I'm using a stoneware, one of those Pampered Chef stoneware sheets. If you have maybe an aluminum pan, you may want to lay down some parchment paper or some tin foil. We're going to go in after this, just make some nice scoops. Don't flatten them out, let them stay nice and tall. Our biscuit dough is ready to go into the oven. I've washed and cleaned 2 lemons here. We're just going to zest these. Be careful not to get the white pith. Just keep rotating your lemon so that you pick up just the yellow zest. So it's looking like that. This lemon zest is going to add that bright citrusy punch that you want in this soup. We have our zest here, and we're going to cut our lemons in half so that we can squeeze those out into our pot of soup. We need 1 cup of this orzo pasta. I'm going to turn down the temperature just a little bit on our soup because our vegetables are nice and tender and ready to go for the rest of our ingredients. I've got about 9 minutes left on our biscuits before they come out of the oven, so we're going to go ahead and put our orzo pasta into our soup and then add our lemons and our lemon zest. Okay, our biscuits are out of the oven. They're nice and hot. Our soup is ready, and I'm ready. Let's get one of these suckers buttered up. Oh, look at that. Can you see that nice tender crown? Oh. Oh, my mouth is watering. Those smell amazing. With some butter, this is going to be like a pig out fest. Okay. These are so hot, this butter is just going to melt so fast, which means I can eat it faster. By the way, if I didn't mention it, the leftovers, they make great toast. I put a little bit of butter on there in the morning and some jam. That's some good stuff. I've also made biscuits and gravy with these. I've made breakfast sandwiches with these. These are just a great all-purpose biscuit. Do you butter both sides of your biscuit or just one? Okay. These are so good with that buttermilk in there. It gives it an extra tender crust, and the flavor, you just can't beat this. This is so good. I actually feel bad for you that you're not eating this, and I am. Let's try some of our soup. Make sure you use fresh lemons. Get the biggest ones you can, because that lemon zest, wow, it comes through amazingly in this soup. That pasta is well cooked. It's cooked, we had ours cooked for about 9 to 10 minutes while our biscuits were finishing up in the oven. This is a fantastic meal. I hope you guys will make this. Crock pot friendly too. Biscuits in 20 minutes, no rolling, no making a mess. They're fantastic. I hope you guys will give this a try. Thanks again for watching.